Hey YouTube, it's Maddie, the Emptiness Scrapper. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you stopped by. If it's your first time, I hope you enjoy the content, and if you do, please consider subscribing below, giving the video a like, and certainly leaving me a comment. So I'm here today to talk to you and show you what it looks like for me to be indecisive in the craft room. I had recently put out a video regarding Simon Hurley release that I picked up just a few pieces, and that release, specifically the sketched snowmen, really inspired me. But I am a slow crafter. I have made peace with the fact that I'm a slow crafter. I am not in a race. I don't have to put out volume. I don't have a store. I'm not selling anything. So I'm okay being slow. My timetable is my own. But that's where we're starting. I'm a slow crafter. But in addition to that, I am indecisive. And being indecisive has brought me to this place that you see right here. Because that one stamp and die set, the Sketched Snowmen by Simon Hurley, has led me to this place of chaos with all of these items that I used to create something. And in addition to that, the fact that it took me so long because I could not make a decision. So the result of not being able to make a decision was that I created more than one card. So I guess that's the silver lining. But if your craft room is in a state of chaos like mine, just my desk area right now, is it just so many things out just for creating something with that one stamp set? Hey, you're not alone. This is what it looks like for me when I get inspired with one stamp set. So if this is you, I hope you enjoy the fact that you're not alone. Please let me know if I'm not alone. Leave me a comment. Let me know if this ever happens to you. So, not unsurprisingly, I used a tape runner. And in addition to the tape runner, I always use liquid glue. This is one of my mini bottles that I put in matte distress matte medium. That's my favorite glue because, as you'll see, I make tons of mistakes and I need my glue to dry matte. I did some embossing, and true to my name, I can't make a decision. Well, actually, it didn't matter which one of these powder tools I used for my embossing. I just was so buried in this chaos that when I couldn't find this one on my desk, I reached in and pulled out that one. So, that's just the way I roll. Obviously, to make any card, I needed to cut down my bases and my panels, and I used a couple of different inks because I couldn't decide, do I want to ink blend, which yes I did, or did I want to emboss my ink without ink blending, and yes I did. So sometimes I emboss clear, Sometimes I used glitter embossing. This is from Wow, from a billion years ago. Metallic Silver Sparkle. I do shy away from using the sparkle glitter for the most part, although this time obviously I did. But for me, here it is, if you want to see. For me, it just blows glitter everywhere. And if you're like my friend Pam, not very fun. If you're like me, not very fun. I'm not a fan of blowing glitter. I decided to give it another try because a YouTuber had told me if you heat it from the back, it does not blow away. For me, absolutely untrue. Blew everywhere. As a matter of fact, the opposite was true for me. If I put it on my glass mat and put my heat tool straight above, down into the mat, way less blow away glitter. So let me know if you've tried that and if that is true for you. Anyway, let's get the glitter put away. Look at this, very useful video because I'm putting away, here's my clear, I'm gonna put that away. And I did also emboss in white, and this one is just Ranger White. So those are the different inks and embossing that I tried. These are just brushes I use for when I, mess up with my embossing. And this particular brush right here, this tiny one, is a brush that I had ruined with some glue. And I actually did not ever, see, there it is. Did not ever clean that off. It's just a very inexpensive brush, and I find it very useful in this form to take out little pieces of embossing powder that is in the wrong spot. So a happy mistake. Here is just a die that I found useful from my stash that you'll see that I used on one of my cards. Here's another die set, and in this set I used Winter Wishes with a shadow. This is the stamp I used from Simon Hurley, and I did emboss that, some with clear and some with that glitter, silver glitter. Here's the stamp set that I was super excited to try and started all this chaos. And just so you know, there is a matching die set. So the stamp and the die from Simon Hurley. Christmas in July, I guess it was part of that. And of course it's August right now. That's how slow I am. Here's the stamp positioner that I used. It's the Stamping Pro. It was a champ. Did a fantastic job. The paper trimmer that I used was my Tim Holtz guillotine or guillotine, however you like to say it. A guillotine trimmer, the smaller size, not the teeny size, but the small size. Generally my go-to trimmer. And here I did use both the magnets, and these are cool magnets if you have this, because it does come like with the little handles, and also the sticky grid I keep inside. And that performed like a champ, as well as the trimmer. Also, I didn't have in this mess, but I absolutely went to my little impress, for all my die cutting. I did hear, by the way, let me know if you heard this rumor, that there is going to be a new tool coming out from Anna Griffin. She said a new tool was coming out in October. I think she said October 29th. If you know anything about this, please leave me a comment. I would be super excited if she brought out a mid-size, and I'm pretty sure I would buy it for myself for my birthday in November. So let me know if you think that's what's coming too. This Amazon brush is what I use for my ink blending. Let's put that away. Look, it's a cleaning video as well. This was another new purchase from Simon Hurley, Astro Paste, and this color is called Frostbite. I'm not sure if it's white or clear, but I did try it out on this project, and I did use it on this. I'm pretty sure you can clean your glass mat easily, and I wasn't really super excited to get my glass mat full of frostbite. So this is my trusty laminated piece of paper, which I've been using for years. I bring it with me to crops. You throw it right in the sink. It's stained, it's a mess, and it does a bang up job. So that's what I took care of with that. I'll have to put that in my mixed media cart later. Okay, so one thing this is just my pixie tape that I used for my die cutting. And this is what I use to help me with my stamping. Just one of those Yankee Candle covers. And I made a little shaker out of it, and I like to play with it. So yes, that stays on my desk. Trimmers for various uses. I'm gonna put those away. Look at me, I'm cleaning up my desk and doing a little video about being indecisive, showing you what the chaos looks like on my craft table when I'm indecisive. These are my acrylic blocks that I use to hold down my projects to get them to flatten out. Okay, this is my reverse tweezers that I use pretty much on every project, and I keep them right nearby. And this is my adorable pokey tool. If you're interested, I got this from a YouTuber. Her name is Gloria Wolf, and she will make this item custom for you in your favorite colors. And this Beacon 3-in-1 super expensive glue that I've had in my stash forever came in relatively handy, and I'll show you why when I bring the projects over for you to see. So I had this idea for a card. Just put this over here, and I thought these snowmen were adorable, and I had this idea for a card. I'll bring over the first card. All of the cards that I created were pretty much this exact same layout. So I thought I'm going to use these cute little snow people. I chose 3 of them. I used obviously the snowflake stamp and die that came with the set, and one of the sentiments. So the first thing I tried to do was stamp out these little snowflakes with that that Simon Hurley stamp, this one, and I used the Versafine Claire and embossed on top of it. So it came out pretty nice, pretty nice. I really liked how it looked when I stamped it out, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to ink blend on top because the embossing was going to resist. And I said, well, I'm going to give it a try. So you can see the embossing did resist. And I put the Astro paste on the bottom here with the snowbank. I had to let that dry. And then I stamped and embossed my snowmen. Most people, I am sure, feel like these snowmen are begging to be colored in. I thought they were just beautiful as they were. Later on, I will color them in with, alcohol markers or water-based markers, whatever. Even maybe colored pencil, who knows. But this time I wanted to leave them as is. And I thought, well, that came out okay. But I'm wondering, would I have liked it better if I didn't ink blend on top? So, indecisive as I am, there you go. I completed a very similar card without the ink blending on top. And I kind of like that monochromatic look. First one said, by the way, sending warm hugs. That's a sentiment that came in the stamp set. There was no die for that. This one, there's Nobody Like You, also came in the die set, but there's no die for that. And I pulled out this layered die set that I thought would fit all right, and used it with that sentiment. So this one is also stamped in the VersaFine and embossed with that glitter. And I added the snowflakes around. And, I kind of like this too. It's sort of monochromatic. This one, a little bit more colorful. They're almost exactly the same card, but I couldn't decide, so I made both. The last one that I did was also, I couldn't decide another thing when I was creating this, and that is, should my snowflakes be white? So here, I did my embossing. I stamped with white ink. I put that one away. I use Unicorn White by Hero Arts, and I don't know how well you can see that, but I ink blended and it did resist over after I wiped the embossing off. And again, I left those little snowmen just sketched and not colored in, but I did emboss them with that same glitter embossing. And I did an ombre, so it came down to white. Also, I added the snowflakes, also embossed, and I added the Winter Wishes die from another die set that I already had in my stash. So the Winter Wishes, I used the same ink that I used to ink blend here, hoping that it went well. And those are my 3 cards. Can't decide. A simple card making session turned out to be, a marathon. So getting back to this ink, this glue. Just so you know, I had no idea about this, but when you do embossing, or at least when I did embossing and tried to glue on top of embossing, especially at the bottom where it was thicker, the embossing was closer together. Tape runner and wet glue would not stick. I needed this trusty 3-in-1. I think I used the 3-in-1 more today than in the like 15 years that I've had this glue. So I made a nice dent in this glue, and I'm glad to have had it. So just a little tip for you there. If you're embossing and it's going to be heavy embossing, this is the one that'll do the job. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know if you have the same experience as I do, if you can't decide, and when you can't decide, do you just decide to do them all? And I guess that's kind of okay. Not sure if I have a favorite. I'd love to know from you. Do you have a favorite? So will it be the winter wishes for you? The sending warm hugs? Or there's Snow Buddy Like You, the monochromatic. So let me know what your favorite is. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. By the way, side note, the fact that I mentioned that I am a super slow crafter, so I wanted to do something with this stamp and die set. Literally took me a week to put these together. A week. That is, not normal. But I'm okay with that. So let me know which one is your favorite. And definitely, please let me know, do you have the same problem? Thanks for stopping by. Until next time, bye-bye, YouTube.